Good morning, everyone. Fixing my stream setup real quick. Then we can get started. Hope everyone hears me all right. You know what, let's just do it like this. I'm good, thanks. How are you? I'll get started with my analysis in a second. Okay, let's do it. Today, a lot of news on Euro. Yep, that's correct. I'll also open it up. All right, so we have in about 15 minutes, we have French flash PMIs. The German ones as well, 15 minutes later. We've some pound news. In the afternoon, we have refinancing rate and unemployment claims in the afternoon as well. Also ECB, wow, okay, there's indeed a lot of news on Euro today. I thought it was only these two for today. Okay, good to know. Good to know that Euro USD will be a difficult trade. I need to join on your Discord or Telegram where you share your market sentiment, please. Yes, I'm busy building that. I'm just looking for what is the best way to approach that. So stay updated, but I'll release something about that soon. And I just want it to be in one place, very straightforward, not too messy, and just a chill place to communicate. It's something that I miss with most platforms that I use. I'll get into my analysis right now. You took the same, you lost yesterday. Yeah, it was an unfortunate one. I was out for I was out in the afternoon, and that's why I did not take the re-entry, because I knew it was going to happen, or I thought this was going to happen. But a reason for me not taking that was just not on the charts. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. Same thing with this one yesterday. I was not on the charts as I wanted to see a retest from these highs, which we got. Well, it was pretty good. Now I'm looking for a retest from these highs, lower time frame wise. I'm going to go into the higher time frames in a second. And that's also happening right now. So, but yeah, like Share Bazaar mentioned, we have a lot of news. So I don't really know what's going to happen there. Okay, so what I always do when I start my analysis is I go and look what DXY is doing. That's for me the most important thing, as this will give me the biggest narrative most of the time. So we always start on the daily. even on the weekly, but I think we can all agree that the weekly is bearish, right? Weekly is bearish, daily is also bearish, and we have some, I don't know if you guys can hear my WhatsApp messages, but let me quickly log out for this one. Okay, apologies. So we can say that the price is dropping right here. We're leaving some fair value gaps, and the fair value gaps, they probably get filled, but it doesn't mean that those get filled today or tomorrow, or even next week, right? And that is something that a lot of people neglect, as they see prices printing fair value gaps. Oh, they must get filled. In theory, yes, they do often get filled, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen today or tomorrow, right? Always remember that. What we can see right now is that price is printing fair value gaps in this price like lower, meaning that we do have a lot of displacement lower, plus we're in a bearish trend to the downside. The obvious place to go to is this one right here. Just past phase 1 using Dragon's Edge strategy. Nice, very good. Can you do a video showing how to trade in a New York session if there is no setup in London? Yeah, sure. I personally don't trade New York, but I can do it for a couple of weeks, make a video about that, and see if it is any good, but it should work the same. Right here, on the 4 hour, so we established weekly is bearish, daily is bearish. What is a good thing is that we're right now in the bullish part of the day. So if you, let's say you're trading in a downtrend, like this, right? You always want to be selling somewhere up here, the equilibrium, and you want to be selling on a higher point. And then you want to take it down lower. Now, this happens every single day and every single candle. So if you open down here, or you open down here, price went lower, then it went up higher, and now it is where it is right now at this place. But if you want to see price drop, the best place to buy or to sell, better said, is in this top part. And that's exactly where we are right now. So that's pretty good for us as well. On the 4 hour, we can see we have a fair value gap, and we have a previous low, right? This previous low, even if we're looking at lower, almost there right now. This previous low is for me always a good indication of, okay, this is a nice place for price to come back to retrace towards to, and then reverse from there. So that is exactly where we are right now as well. Price is still moving up higher. It is in the middle of creating a fair value gap. The third candle only just got started. So we can't really judge that, but price is moving up higher right now. We are retesting this low. So what I want to see actually is I want to see price consolidate maybe a little bit right here and then go lower from there. Because on euro, I'm still pretty bullish, and as you can see, we're already reacting. But it is one, London Open. Two, we have a lot of news in a couple minutes, so I'm not gonna risk it. Even though this is my bias, I'm just gonna be patient. I'm gonna wait. On Euro X, we can finally see some movement. So price is moving up pretty aggressively for the last few months. And to be honest with you, I'm still waiting for some type of pullback. I think euro is massively overbought at the moment. But then again, I'm not trying to catch that falling knife or that rising knife in this one. So price that came up higher, consolidated right here. And I thought, okay, this is finally the place where we're going to go lower from. And this could still be the case, because if you're looking at what happens right here, for example, now this is a news wick, don't look at that too much, but if you're looking at the body candle, price started to consolidate, moved up high to take this one out, and then it moved lower. And this is what you will see happening very often, as price right here, for example, as well, consolidates, moves a bit lower, moves up higher, and then moves lower again. And this was a very big consolidation, couple of years, so to say. It was not fun trading that. But it happens quite often, right? Where you have a consolidation phase, you have that grab, and then it moves lower. So I'm still not ruling that out, so to say, that price can start to move lower in the next few weeks/months. But still, I'm not trying to catch that falling knife, and I'm basically just going to continue my bias, and that is long. So on this one as well, price and the 4-hour value gap, 1-hour value gaps, good place to start, and the previous high, good place to start taking longs from as well. Then we have JPY. JPY is the one that there is no news on today, so my preparation would go to a JPY pair to trade today. On the daily, price is dropping, and it is moving up higher a little bit. And the thing that concerns me right here is that overall, if I'm looking at this chart, I'm saying definitely JPY shorts, right? Because price came up higher, started to consolidate, and is now moving down lower. But what does concern me on the daily is that we're respecting this low, okay? I'm not really moving past it in one go. And what this very, very often tells me is that we need more liquidity. Now, what does more liquidity look like? Could be this high, could be some of these highs, could also be all the way up here. I'm not expecting it to go all the way up here, but I do expect it to come up a little bit higher. Now, this combined with a dollar short position, we could see USD JPY short. Now, Euro USD is the one that we trade the most. And let me delete all my drawings right here that we don't need. These were so unlucky, these two trades. See, this one was stepped out by a couple pips, this one was stepped out by a couple pips, but it is what it is. You can't win them all. And right now it is basically going to be waiting. It's like 3 minutes. Yeah, 2.5 minutes. Because I don't want to be in a position before that, to be honest with you. As let's do a hypothetical game, right? Let's say I enter a long position right here, right now. As this is what I'm expecting for price to do. This is the current low that we have, so it would only be fair for me to put my stops underneath this one. Otherwise, I have to put it somewhere underneath here or in no man's land. So I have to put it underneath this one. Let's say I target a 1 over 2, whatever it is. But what if that news wick does this, right? Then it's just such an unnecessary loss. So I have to wait for price to, or basically for news to land and then price to establish. Which time frame do you trade? I trade from the weekly all the way down to the 15 minutes. So I used to trade on lower time frames like the 5, the 3 and the 1 minute. Now I do have to say that sometimes I go to the 5 minute to search for an inverse fair value gap. I really, really enjoy those lately. But I noticed that I just get too stressed and I make too many mistakes that are unnecessary on the lower time frames. So I decided to stick to the higher time frames a little bit. For entry time frame, I go to the 15 minutes, which is low enough. And I stick to like 5 trades a week, 6 trades a week if you count over all of my accounts. And with all of my accounts, I mean the Forex accounts and the future accounts. So it's like 30 seconds until the news lands. And this is PMI. And I'm pretty curious to see what this one is going to do. What we often see, if the French PMI is like an increase, the German PMI will also be an increase. Normally, in Europe, the German PMI will be more important as the German economy is a lot stronger than the French one. Which session? I trade London session. Okay, so French PMI landed and we're not seeing that much movement like I expected, but we do have to wait for the German one. German one will give a bit more movement, isn't 15 minutes? Scouting a little bit for an inverse value gap or something like that, but Can't really see one. So this candle, it does look good, right? If there was no news in 50 minutes, I would have taken the position probably right here, right now. But I have to wait for it. Like I explained, I don't want to be stopped out by a news week from German PMIs. By the way, to kill the time, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll answer them right here. All right, so for people that are tuning in right now, I'm waiting for German PMI to land. I'm bullish on Euro USD, but I don't want to get stopped out. So I have to wait. How long are you trading Forex? Forex, probably like 7 years. Trading in general, 8, maybe 8.5 right now. Probably like almost like 8. I was trading like crypto and stocks before, but that was just in my testing phase. Very, very new to the markets. I saw a video of you where you were trading 1 minute for value gap. Yeah, correct. Like I said, I've been trading lower time frames. But probably the last half a year or so, I really went away from there as I'm a married man now. I want to build more businesses that do not have anything to do with trading. And for that, I need all of my mental capacity that I have in a day. And I noticed that the lower time frames were really taking that mental capacity away from me, as I was just so glued to the charts. And this is going to be different for everyone, right? But for me at least, I was so glued to the charts, and when I had nothing to do but trading, it's fine. But if I'm doing other stuff in life, I don't want that trading session in the morning to determine my whole day. What percent of return should I expect to trade in Forex? Depends on so many factors. Depends on the time frame that you're trading. And why do I say the time frame that you're trading? Because this will depend on the frequency that you're taking trades as well. What I always say to my mentees is that go for a 4 to 5% a month. As it is, I would say it is a low aim, but it is a very consistent aim. And if you're looking at what hedge funds are doing, they're doing like 2% a month. The reason is they are trading very large capital, right? Now, what I see on average that I'm doing is, on my good months, I'm doing above 10%. And on my bad months, probably between 1 and 3 to 4%. The last 4 years, probably my average was like 90% return in a year. I think my lowest was 3 years ago at 70%, and 2 years ago it was like 120 or 130%. So that's what I'm doing. But I always say go for 4%, 3%, and take your payout and just build your way up like that. I think a year ago, I recently switched to 1 minute. Yeah, like I said, 1 minute can work, and it definitely works. I think it is a wonderful time frame to trade on, as you're in and out very quickly as well, which is, it's a gift. It's very nice. But me now, I just tend to enjoy or tend to choose for going for the higher time frames. And I'm not even trading higher time frames. Like let that be clear. I'm trading a 15 minute. But it's more intraday. 1 minute you can get like probably a trade every hour if you want to force it. But now 50 minutes and the things that I'm waiting for, I have like 4 or 5 trades a week max. Let's see what NQ is doing as well. So this is Top Step is a futures firm, and I like to trade both. I like to trade futures and Forex. Forex mainly because it's what I'm used to. It's what's making me money, and futures because I'm still learning it. Right? I'm pretty new to this one. So I recently passed like a funded challenge. So it was the first one that I ever took, and I passed it in probably a couple of weeks, as I was very sick in between. But now we're down a little bit. Not a little bit. We're down like, yeah, it's actually only like 2%. But you don't have a lot of room on these futures challenges. Now I don't really care if I lose it or win it, as I'm just, like I said, practicing on this one. That's why my risk is relatively high for this amount that we can lose. I'm risking like 750 to 1k a trade. So right now, let's say we have like 3 trades left. I'm probably lowering my risk now to 500, and let's see what we can do with it, right? And this is probably what I want to do for the stream as well. I was thinking about it, and perhaps I'm going to stream like every day in the morning, and we're just going to see what we can run these accounts up to. The futures one. And I also, as you guys can see right here, I'm working with Funded Next. There's like a discount code in the description, I hope. Otherwise, I will give them. But they gave me like a 50k account. It was a challenge account. I had to pass it. But I'm going to be completely transparent and honesty. They gave it to me. And we passed that one as well. So we can trade both of these accounts up. So the 50k on Funded Next and the 150k then on Top Step. I did pay for this one. And we're just going to see where we can take those. The 50k is now at 49k, so it's like 2% down, but it is funded. And this one is then at 147. Sir, I trade since 5 years. I take entry, place stop loss, but I'm greedy in terms of taking profits. Suppose I got 3% by risking 1, then I'm not booking, trying to get 5%. The market came down. Yeah, so what can help for you is like having like a fixed take profit. It's not something that you need to do forever, but you need to do it to learn and to teach yourself a bit of a lesson. So you have to make that kind of a habit to take profits. And a couple of things you can do if you can't take that fixed TP is just go out and let it go to stop loss to take profit, and you have to have to deal with that. Another one that I always ask myself is, okay, let's say I'm running 3k on profit, and the target is, let's say you always make the target bigger. Then you have to ask yourself, okay, what if, and you can use me, right? What if Jordy would give me 3k cash right now? Would I say no? And would I like take a 20% chance I get 4k? Hopefully you wouldn't, right? Hopefully you wouldn't. So think about it like that. And the other thing is that you have to ask yourself, why do you want more? Why do you want 5%? I'm guessing you're trading a challenge or funded. And that's probably the reason behind it. So I trade 50 minutes. Please tell me how I mark my TP. It's very simple. Or you do it fixed, or you do it dynamic. Dynamic will be, if you're trading long positions, target the previous high. If you're trading short positions, target the previous low. Basis on the hourly. Very, very simple. Now, right here, if let's say we're about to take a trade right here, we're not going to be targeting this one as we're trading a 1/1. Then you're going to be zooming out, looking for, okay, what could be the continuation here? Me personally, I would like to be bold and I would like to target these heights. Probably not going to reach it today, but that's fine. We could actually, with all that news going on. Now thinking about it. This one is trading. It's trading so nice. Like I said, I would have taken it probably all the way down here already, but with news, I can't. So I have to wait for news to land in 5 minutes. Perhaps get something in on a retracement. You can easily target previous day high or low. Yeah, most of the time you can. But on this one, there's no, previous day high. It doesn't make sense and you're long. And also not always. As you will see, the price tends to pause before it quite often. So it depends on a lot of factors if you target the previous day high or low. At least for me. 3 minutes until German PMIs. If German PMIs lands, we're probably good to go for a position. If the market is still valid, if the price action is still okay. We just have to be out before 2:15. Well, not really actually. We can keep it open, but 2:30 will be pretty bad. Not bad. It can be beneficial for us, but pretty risky. Let's say it like that. So on the 5 minute, price created a Fairvalue gap, price tapped into the Fairvalue gap, so it looks very, very good. It all looks very, very good. So I'm just waiting for news to land, to not shift structure, and then probably go in for a long personally. So that's what I'm waiting for right now. 1 minute 30. French PMI, by the way, just printed on point. That's why we did not see any reaction, as it was completely priced in. I'm expecting German PMI to do the same, actually. I'm thinking about it. I did not see any headlines of German companies, if I can remember. So probably gonna be the same as expected. They always do it on the same day. All these European countries and England as well. So annoying. Let's see what UJ is doing, by the way. I said we could maybe go for a UJ short, as I expect that JPY to go a bit longer, expect dollar to fall. So a UJ short could be in the cards as well, but it's not really a nice place to take it down from, is it? Yeah, so a thing with USD-JPY right now is this one right here is a good place to start buying this one, right? And I'm not saying that it is going to turn around from here or whatever it is, but it could be a good place to turn it up a little bit higher and then sell from there. Now USD, the currency itself, and JPY, the currency itself, I don't see them allowing this, so I think it is just going to go lower, but it's not the optimal trade for me. Let's say it like that. German PMIs, they're out, they're pending. Yeah, see, they printed just on point, exactly like the forecast, or as good as exactly like the forecast. So no real movement. So that would mean for me that we're good to go for a long position. Let's see. I don't see a better place to take an entry from. The 5 minute vertical gap has been tapped in. The 15, no real action to be honest. So long position like this, low is underneath here, stop loss underneath here. And target wise, I want to go for that 4-hour high to be honest. But we do have what was it? We do have the monetary policy statement and the unemployment claims, and also ECB. So we have to be out in a good amount of hours. So that's something that we have to take in mind as well. Okay. In case everyone, I probably have to say this, but in case anyone thinks the same about this position, do your own analysis. Don't just copy it from me. You will not learn anything from it. And if you lose, it's probably my fault. So do your own analysis and make your analysis about that, or make your decision from that as well. Let me just target these highs right here. So then you will be taking out this one, you will be taking out that one. I think that could be a valid position. Like I said, normally I would target these ones, but I do want to be out for further news events. So I'm just going to keep it at this. 1/2 always pays the bills, right? What I'm doing now is, oh, you see me in like big screen? Okay. I'm sorry, probably you've not seen anything. Anyway, I'm taking a position like this. Like I said, I would probably target the 4-hour highs, but I want to be out for news. So that's why I'm taking 1/2 so that we target these highs plus these highs. So what I'm doing now is I have these poker chips, right? And I have like 6 of them on my desk, and I move them from left to right as soon as I take a position. So this is position number 4 for the week. I've taken 3 positions 2 days ago. Reason for that was 2 positions on EU. Let me see. It was this one right here being stopped out, and then I took another one, but I put it on break even pretty fast. This was 2-1 EU. Yeah, it was to me. I put on break even pretty fast for some reason. I don't know. Probably I was scared from this trade. And then I took one on NQ, which I got out at 1 hour or something. So that was 2 trades there, or 3 trades there. So I have 2 trades left for the week. And let's see how they will perform. Please come daily live. Yeah. I think I will. I think it will be something that I will do. As I do enjoy it. That's the thing. I do enjoy it. Sometimes it's just long for me to, because I'm trading every day, right? And I've been doing this for 8 years now. And it's long for me to then go open the stream and talk every single day. As I just want to do my thing. But I do enjoy it. So as long as I enjoy it, I'll keep coming on live. And now, again, another waiting game. There's also a thing, right? I have like this thing like other people that are trading live, they're trading like a 1 minute or 5 minutes. So trades get pretty quickly in and out. You can see that on stream. But this one, it could get out in the next 50-minute candle, or it can take out the whole day, right? So there's a bit of the downside with live streaming a higher time frame strategy, so to say. Now, for us to be long on Euro USD, we would like to see DXY continue short, obviously. DXY did take out Asian highs, which is a good thing. Moved down lower from there. Now it is moving up higher again. I do want to see it respect this high. If it doesn't, we're probably in trouble for our position. Same thing for Euro. Euro moved down lower. It's now moving up high, which is good. So I have one of my currencies correct at the moment, if this continues up higher, of course, as I'm Euro USD long. But I do have to have USD short as well. If they're both long, then probably USD gonna win and Euro USD is going to go down. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. Let's see, next news events. It's at 10 a.m. but it's like an orange folder. It's flash service PMI and I think in general. And then we have GBP news half an hour after. It should not affect your USD that much. The thing is that GBP can affect the dollar very, very slightly. And that can then affect your USD, but I don't think it will that much, to be honest. And then in the afternoon. So we'll have to see and wait. Now this 15 minutes is printing a bit more bearish than I would like to. But it is still halfway. Which country are you from? I'm from Belgium. And the Dutch speaking part of Belgium. If you know that Belgium is parted and like three speaking parts, German, Dutch and French. GPUSD also dropping pretty heavily. This one took out this high already. So it took out this high, then took out this one, and now it's moving lower. That's a bit concerning, to be honest. USDJPY is moving up higher. Okay, at least for now. Let's see what gold is doing, by the way. I have not opened the gold charts in like weeks. Wow, seems like gold is finally consolidating for a couple of months now. Same for Bitcoin. I always get these notifications from like crypto.com that Bitcoin has reached 118k or 190k, whatever. But it's still consolidating, right? I always think, well, there's a new high being printed, but the high was like 123. So that's good to remember. Which pairs or indices do you like to trade? I like Euro USD, I like USDJPY, and I like NQ. Those three are probably the ones that I trade 90% of the time. I do have to mention that NQ, I'm super new to it, as I've always been trading Forex, and I'm now trading NQ for the last 2 months or so. Got a challenge on Top Step, we passed that, but now the account is down like 2%. So I noticed that I'm a lot more cautious now with the NQ trades. And Forex, I'm still trading Forex as it is what I'm known to, or what I do know, and it's what making me money in the end. But yeah, I'm not transitioning completely to futures, but I'm experimenting with it. And I see that my screen is frozen, no? Or at least my my webcam. At work watching the goats. Yo, champ, what's up? Welcome, bro. Welcome. Oh man, how do I fix this screen? You guys see me fixing this like an amateur. I'm so sorry, bro. Fine. In terms of taking temporal from challenges, how many accounts do you expect to pass? Personally, probably like 6 or 7. But I would say, and would pass we completely mean to funded plus payout, right? Then I would say it's probably like good 4. Because it's probably going to be very similar to your win rate. Bro, make a video on NQ strategies. Like I said, bro, I'm experimenting with it, so I'm not going to be selling you BS, so to say. So I have to find what works good first. I think I found it, as that is just my own strategy. But I have to test it a lot more to be able to make a video about it. I'm trying to fix my webcam, by the way, but it doesn't seem to work. Okay. Yeah, with James Bond, what's up? I don't really mean what you mean with that. I can see gold, but can't really see what you mean with that message, bro. I'm actively trying to fix my webcam while we wait on this position. So bear with me. Let's see, hopefully this should do the trick. There we go. It's like this this Elgato thing, bro. So you need like a thing to record your webcam, as I'm using a camera as a webcam. It never works, bro. It never works. Okay, so quick updates. Let's see what DXY was doing. DXY is now printing lower a little bit, at least on this 5-minute candle. 5-minute candles don't mean that much. But the 15 looks like it is respecting it, at least for now. I do want to see the next 15 close bearish for sure, so that we know, okay, it's completely respecting this high and it's moving down lower. Because if that happens, probably we'll see this one rise. It would also be good to see GBP USD go up higher, as they are somewhat correlated. But we do have GBP news in 15 minutes, or was it 45 minutes? In 45 minutes. So I don't know if that's going to do much. I do want to see this one turn around, and probably not trading this one, but it would confirm my dollar short bias, as yen is also not doing his part. But what I said earlier in the stream, I want to see yen go long. Overall, don't get me wrong, I'm short on yen, but I do think it is respecting this low, so it probably needs a bit more liquidity to go lower. That's the reason being there. And then, yeah, obviously I want to see Euro USD go long, but we don't have a lot of time, as we do have a lot of news coming up later today. We did have to wait for a lot of time, as we did already have a lot of news. So it's maybe a bit of an iffy trade, as we have a lot of news events throughout the day. Please teach us how you can do top-down analysis. It's very simple, actually. You go to the weekly, right? The highest time frame that you start on, and let's do it on dollar to make it easy. I did do this in the beginning of the stream, but this one I will explain. So weekly, you're looking at this one, and you're gonna ask yourself, okay, what is the direction that is going to? It's obviously short, right? Now, I don't want you to be guessing. I don't want you to be like the greatest analyst in time. I just want you to follow the trend, right? So weekly, we're bearish. Then on the daily, you're going to do the same. And on the daily, you can see we're also bearish, right? This was a bullish turn, but you always have to ask yourself, okay, if I'm selling and if I'm buying, where do I want to sell from? Where do I want to buy from? So in this move down lower, you can see price right here made an order block, right? So you would like to see price come into this order block and probably continue lower from there, right? What you're also doing is you're looking at fair value gaps and then the order blocks, obviously, and also previous highs and lows. These things you want to mark out on the weekly and the daily because they will be important. Like I said, beginning of the stream, even though we have fair value gaps here, don't think they need to get filled today or tomorrow, right? It can take weeks, but just know that they are there. You do the same on the 4 hour. You're going to determine the highs and lows that you want to trade towards to, and also where you're trading from, and the fair value gaps. Same thing on the 1 hour. And then you're coming to the 15 minute. 15 minute is a time frame, entry time frame. Now, you only want to go to the 15 minutes, or if you're going trading below that, once you're at a POI where you want to take that long or where you want to take that short, remember how I told you, ask yourself where you want to sell from, where you want to buy from. Actually, you only want to be selling and buying in these places. Now, doesn't mean that if price is going long right here, and let's say you want to sell, you're only going to be selling from here. No, buy your way up there, right? Buy your way up there and look for that where they want to sell, where they want to buy from scenario, and every single price leg. So on the hourly, you have your price leg where they want to buy as close as possible to the low, where they want to buy as close as possible to the low, right? You have an OB right here. You can buy from here. Price moves up higher. And what I do is I buy as close as possible to the low or as close as possible to the previous high. So this low or this high. This happens right here. Price moves up higher. You can buy from closely to here, as this will be absurd, right? You don't have a lot of a pullback. And this is basically the story that you want to ask yourself every single time. And yesterday, for example, on Euro, or 2 days ago, I wanted to buy from here. As price was consolidating already, it took out Asian lows, so it was a good setup. But we saw that we also needed to take out London lows. So that happened. Then yesterday I wanted to buy from here. The price came here very nicely and moved up higher. Unfortunately, I was out of office. And now I wanted to buy from here, this high, okay? And what things you like to see before entering any trades? Yeah, so I probably almost always like to see London low, Asian low or Asian high get taken out, depending on which direction I'm going at. And I want to see 15-minute displacement. Those two things are very important for me to enter. And then I'm entering on a 50 minutes, so basically I keep it at that. If I'm looking at a 5 minute, which I sometimes do, I also look for an inverse fair value gap. That's only if my entry is not good enough, so to say. And with good enough, I mean if my stop loss is too large for the position that I want to take. From current phase is break even, so how can I find my edge? If you ask how to find your edge, you're not a break even, you're non-profitable. Because you have to find your edge first, then you have to get good at it, and while getting good at it, you will be at break even most probably. And then you will get profitable, right? So first find your edge. You can look at videos online, you can test, but make sure to backtest it then. Backtest is a lot. Because what I see often is that people backtest this for 30 trades and probably they're not even good. And then they say, okay, this strategy doesn't work. Now, make sure that you're executing the strategy perfectly fine. And also pick a strategy that is realistic for you to trade. If you pick a strategy in London session that is, let's say, for example, a silver bullet, but you never can trade that session, it does not make sense to pick that one or to try to change it to make it fit to your circumstances. If you're working a 9 to 5 or even longer, some people work 9 to 6, 9 to 7, just to trade higher time frames, right? Because it makes no sense to trade lower time frames. So do that first, then backtest this a lot. With a lot, I'm talking 50 to 100 trades. And every batch of 20 trades, you want to go over the 20 trades. So also review them, journal them, review them, and you want to see what you can improve. I promise you, after 100 trades, you're probably going to be profitable with it, on backtesting at least. Then you're going to take this to demo trading, then to the live markets. Are you in a Euro USD long? I am in a Euro USD long. Reason for that being is I expect dollar to go lower. So expect dollar to go lower. I do think this was a good place to retest. I'm a bit doubting my decision at the moment. Maybe it goes a little bit higher and then go lower, which would be unfortunate for my position. But I do expect dollar to go lower still. I don't see any reason for price to turn around at this moment. And euro, I think euro can go higher, even though I think it is overbought. I'm sticking with the current trend. I'm not trying to guess why it is going to turn around. If it is turning around here, I take the burn and I go in a short tomorrow or the day after. So that's the reasoning for that. I'm also looking for USD/JPY shorts, but JPY is not strong enough yet in my opinion. So that's why I'm not taking that one. And then we had to wait on a lot of news events to get out of the way. And yeah, now it's just seeing, do we have the strength? If I'm seeing these candles, I'm thinking it will be difficult to go up higher. But let's see. We could pause right here and go up higher. What % of risk you take in prop firms? Like phase 1 and phase 2 and live. Phase 1, 2%. Phase 2, 2%. And live account, 1%. But that is dynamic. If I'm in a deep drawdown, with deep I mean 4-5%, 4 to 6% on the challenge accounts, I'm dropping it to 1% until I'm down 8 and then 2% as the last trade to take it up higher. What's your favorite entry model? The one that I'm trading, it's not really an entry model, I would say. Maybe it is. It is waiting for a grab in the right area that I want to see the trades, displacement from there, and then take the position. Yeah, I was going to take EU longs, but because of the news I'm not trading. Wise decision. Yeah, wise decision. Personally, I think right now, if I'm seeing this chart, I'm probably going to have a deeper retracement to somewhere here. If that happens, it's probably going to happen out of my session, so I'm probably going to leave it. Maybe tomorrow I can take the continuation up higher. The reason for me leaving it is these news events coming up, right? I just want to take one position, and that will be my risk for the day. On Forex Factory showing news every 15 minutes, what market could create SMT with GU. Yeah, I discussed this like half an hour ago, exactly. I'm not really scared for the pound news, but it could pull something off. But like I discussed before as well, the PMIs from France and Germany were like super on point. I expect this to be the pattern for the rest of the day, to be honest. I've not really paid attention to UK news, so I don't know how their economy is doing. But I expect it to be in line with France and Germany, like it usually is. But then, yeah, we have unemployment claims in the afternoon. I don't know what to expect from this one, to be honest. So it was on a decline over the last few weeks. So if we continue this trend, it should be in a more of a decline. It's also what they are expecting. So in that case, it would already be printed in, and we will not see that much of a move from that as well. So let's see. And then ECB, right? ECB can do whatever. So that will we have to see what the decision will be there. I don't know if they're going to discuss rate cuts today. Let me see. Monetary policy meeting, yeah. So they will probably be discussing, but I don't think they will be discussing rate cuts. Let's see. Let's wait. What's your take on break evens? I took 3 trades this week. All time me out on break even at the TP straight after. Yeah, it's a comment that I always get, but you don't say the same thing when it avoids the loss, right? So what you have to do, and this is going to be completely different for everyone, is you have to see in your data, is it actually hurting me or is it good for me? You cannot base this on the last 3 trades. Just go over the last few months. If you are, and what I do is I just calculate the percentages, right? So if you get out of the trades and they could have been 3R most of the time, then and not that many losses are avoided, then stop doing break evens. Doesn't make sense. But if you notice that, okay, having it on break even is very, very chill for me, my mental is very good after, then keep it on break even because it is doing you good. So it's gonna be different for everyone. I don't like it, or I personally don't do it. Let's say it like this: I do like it, but I don't personally do it, purely because if price, let's say it goes up to 2R, hits me out of break even, and then flies off, I'm pretty annoyed. And that happened a few days ago as well. So let's say 80% of the time I don't do it. Sometimes I do it if I'm a bit uncertain about the market. But I'm rarely ever doing good by putting it on break even. And by the way, going to close the stream in like 5 minutes. So like I discussed before as well, I plan to do this more, probably from 9 till 10 in the morning. This is GMT plus 2, so from whatever time you're watching now, minus 1 hour. And then try to do this more regularly every week as well. Last few months this has been happening, so I think when it hits my TP1, I'll reduce my risk rather than putting break even, still reviewing it. Yeah, you can do that as well. Some people like to work with half stop loss. Me, I'm one of them. So let's say potentially, right? The price go up to here. Yeah, This is a bad example because I wouldn't touch the trades before it goes above here, and then we're almost at take profit. Hypothetically, price goes above a high, then I'm probably going to reduce my risk all the way to the half or something like this. If I think, okay, there's literally no reason for price to come back to break even, I'll put it to break even or even on profits. But most of the time, it will not be the case for me. All right, guys, that's it for me. Let's see what this trade does. And I don't know if I can be on tomorrow, but you will probably see me next week on the live session as well. If you have any questions, any more questions, you can always text me on Instagram, and I will answer your DMs from everyone. So, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I certainly did, and even though my webcam is again closed. Wow. Oh, wow. Here it is. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great one.